accessible areas take learning disabled people into the mainstream world of not just performing arts, but acting, TV acting, and hopefully the big silver screen someday.
We run a training programme at the Royal Central School of Speech and Drama for emerging artists with learning disabilities to author their own work and make their own shows, as well as apply for castings. And we are really excited about this new partnership with Simon Howe Agency, which is now seeing 7 professional actors being represented jointly by both organisations.
My role within the organisation is really to increase knowledge and the aptitude of these actors to audition well and to deal with mainstream television and sometimes theatre roles.
Who's that?
That's my little girl.
What's her name?
Mia.
You don't look old enough to be her mum.
Thank you.
Cian, who's one of our actors who's also represented in this agency, made a one-man show called The Misfit Analysis, which draws upon his personal experience having autism. And we took that to Edinburgh Festival a couple of years ago, and that had such great reviews.
Look, I don't need a wheelchair, look! I'm holding legs.
Now is the time for more diversity on our screens, as the actors we represent rarely turn on the TV and see a story or a character they actually identify with.
I played somebody with a learning difficulty, and I have got one, and I've got a learning difficulty myself, so there's no spazzing up. It's bloody real.
Was that the gun that killed my dad?
Yes, I think so.
I wish it had been a different gun. I wish it hadn't been in my room.
With somebody that hasn't got a learning difficulty and they're playing somebody with a learning difficulty, it's put on more, and it's not very real, and it's not very authentic.
We're very lucky, really, that Jules, who is one of our actors, is now a semi-regular character on Holby City, but he's vanishingly unusual in that.
He's dead! He's dead! Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's
Jason,
fine. Everything's
please.
fine.
Jason!
You promised me he wouldn't die. You promised me he wouldn't have a stroke.
The other people from the autism community they've just taken to Jules' character on Holby City, and people were just so pleased that was actually finally being pushed through on a regular soap opera like that.
Whenever I go onto set, it's like magic. I can just feel really good again.
But if the role doesn't stipulate them having disability, why not actually look at a learned disabled actor and think maybe they will bring something amazing to this role? They could be the brother, they could be the main character even.
Very important to have scenes which show these actors as the full-rounded human beings that they are, with full emotional lives, who aren't just quiet victims in a woolly hat somewhere.
Dave's just feeding Saffron.
Oh, that's good. You're sharing out the tasks.
Yeah, men can't do breastfeeding. They don't have tits. He can do food, though.
Yeah, well, it's easier once they start weaning. Weaning means giving them solids.
I know.
Of course, sorry.
One thing we've been doing quite intensively recently is picking out short scenes, giving them good, meaty, comic, dramatic roles, not playing characters who've got any sort of a disability, just playing themselves in relationships, in family situations, in extreme situations.
You don't mean you do what he's asking? Let him die without trying to stop him?
That's what he says he wants.
What? And sit with him while this happens?
Seriously, stop it.
Stop what? What are you talking about?
Trying to talk me out of it.
I'm not. I don't care if you jump.
I'm not going to fall for that.
When I offer things, it's not all just acting, it's real, really feeling the emotion, which can be very hard sometimes, but that's how to be a good actor.
I'm not going to say sorry. I was at the doctor's. I was having a sexual health test. I wanted to make sure you hadn't given me a virus. You don't have any signs, do you?
No.
Good, I don't want my boss's wife to catch anything. Is this your spot cream?
What did you say?
People have said to me, oh, I'm not too sure if I can laugh because I might upset somebody. And I'm sort of saying, well, actually, it's a comedy.
Yeah.
Of course you can laugh. They chose to be
Yes.
funny.
Yes.
So therefore, you know, if you think it's funny, then laugh. Please do laugh.
What sort of a person writes this?
Think we shall call it smiley face, sad face. What CL?
Cool, I think.
Need to find my space.
Need to find my space, bloody men.
I think perhaps if people haven't worked with people with learning disabilities before, there are all sorts of myths and fears around that. And the thing I've most learned is how straightforward it can be.
I love you.
I love you too.
Let's move in together.
Yes, let's.
This is fantastic.
Yes, we're so happy.
Sorry, this isn't working for me anymore. It's not you, it's me.
So I would say if you're planning on having auditions for actors with learning disabilities, build in a bit of extra time.
Most of our performers, you know, are able to get around very well independently, but they would need someone definitely to support them to the audition, to find the place, and to just be there during the audition process. What's been really successful in the past is some casting directors having an access budget where they can support financially a creative enabler to support them to that audition. Sometimes people might get a little bit stuck on a certain way of delivering text. So just open that up, free that up a little bit, spend a little bit of time improvising around that text, and actually then come back to the text, and you'll find a whole range of different intonation and meaning behind those words.
Yeah. And expect the best. I think
Always
that would be
expect
one of
the
my
best.
main
Yeah.
messages, is expect the best.
You know, I don't fuss, I don't argue. Like whatever you wrote, whatever role you give to me, I'll just do it.
I take really good feedback, basically. If someone like tells me something, I kind of like know it. It's like, okay, I need to say this in a certain way. I readjust what I say, then I do it.
Amy is my baby.
I just think my mum's sad. She just wants her memories back.
You don't give her milkshakes.
Only as a special treat.
Please don't say for finishing all her Vindaloo.
You can't give a baby curry out.
No, I was joking.
I'm really not sure we should be taking advice from you.
Neither am I.